I got a upsetting phone call the other day from a client. It was actually a message that was left on a Friday afternoon, and he said, "Can you give me a call as soon as you can?" So uh, Monday morning in the office, first thing I did was give him a call, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And he says, "Well, I wish I was doing better than how I am." And I was like, "Oh, that doesn't sound good." And he went on to explain to me that he was recently diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. Now, I'm not a cancer specialist, but I know that doesn't sound very good. And the fact he pointed that out, that it was stage 4, also amplifies the fact that it probably is not good. Uh, so, yeah, this fellow, he was a client of my dad's, and my dad passed away a couple years ago, and then I took over his business. And he is currently 62. Now, I think he might be a cigarette smoker, and I know he did work in a factory, but it wasn't like Stelco or Dofasco factory. It was just that like a kind of like a chemical manufacturer company in Mississauga. But he'd been retired now for a few years. So yeah, so this client of mine, he's 62. He's got 2 daughters. I think they're around 30-ish years old. And unfortunately, a couple years ago, I think in 2022, his wife passed away, she's around his age. So she probably would have been around late 50s at the time. And it was for some kind of odd thing. I can't remember what it was. I think it might have even been like flesh-eating disease or something really odd. And it was shocking. So, yeah. So there's a couple things I'm going to get at here. The first thing is, as far as I know, he does not own any life insurance. And, he had some coverage through his group employer, which my dad handled with him, but he's retired, so that it's no longer around. And pretty sure he's a cigarette smoker, so that would amplify the rates. And also, he has a lot of investments in his retirement accounts. So he has what's called 2 lifts, 2 different types of lifts, which are basically like locked in RRSPs from pension money. And also he has an RRSP. So the 2 lifts combine about 700,000, and the RRSP is about 100,000. So all in all, 800,000. But the bad news here is he's the remaining spouse out of him and his deceased wife. So when he passes away, all of his retirement accounts get taxed as income on his death. Whole thing. So should he pass away right now, it would be like him making $800,000 in 2026. So the tax hit on that is huge, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and there's not really any way around that should he pass away right now. So, when he was 62, I didn't really press him on life insurance because, he has a lot of investments, and I think his house is paid off too. So there's more than enough capital, there's lots of money to pass on, and you would anticipate that his life expectancy would be another 15 to 20, 25 years normally, not potentially months or a year. So, life insurance was never really brought up. But now, having some life insurance could come in very handy, because what it would do is it would offset that big tax hit that that money that's going to go to the government when he passes away. He did mention to me that he wants to liquidate his RSP, which is about $100,000, and then he's going to give that to his two daughters immediately. And I get it, because you want to give some money maybe while you're alive and enjoy it, seeing them use it. And also, you're going to mitigate some of that tax hit a little bit. You're chipping away at that whole $800,000 by bringing it down $100,000. So I looked up, what does a 62-year-old male with stage 4 lung cancer, what is their expected life expectancy? And what it found was anywhere on average from 4 months to a year. I couldn't imagine what's going through his mind right now, knowing that potentially you have months to live. When I talked to him on the phone, he sounded quite calm, which was surprising, but maybe he's talked to a few people about this, and maybe it's just shocking and it's almost not even real. But I don't know. I don't know what I would think at that point. But yeah, so I did let him know that there's a cap on how much he can take out of his lifts, but because he has a shortened life expectancy with a letter from his physician, he could take out almost all of that money if he wanted to out of his lifts. I let him know that, and he said, I want to hold off on that. Now, it would be wise to maybe wait, if he can, until January, just to get some of that tax hit next year, or even do a little bit later this year and then some January, just so it's not all in the same calendar year. Just new things you got to think about given the situation. But what this reinforces is, two things. We're not superhuman. Eventually our day will come, we just don't know when. And also, life insurance is extremely valuable for so many things, and this is one situation where it would really help. Because given his medical situation now, he can't get life insurance. But life insurance would really help offset that tax hit that he and his family will experience when he does pass away. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of tax, which will whittle away the retirement income or retirement accounts that he was hoping to leave to his two daughters. So having some life insurance can help you in different phases of your life. If you're younger with kids, it can help offset that lost income. When you're older, like this fellow, pardon me, when you're 62, but you have a severe medical situation, it can be used more for estate planning. So it's not a pleasant thing to think about, but it's reality, and it's helpful. I've got a good amount of life insurance. I might even look at getting another $100,000 policy, term coverage, for $20 a month. I mean, you can't even really go to McDonald's now and get like a combo for $20. So just wanted to bring this to light. It's just another real life situation that reinforces the valuable features that life insurance has. And everyone's going to die, unfortunately. So everyone can benefit from this. Everyone's family can benefit from it. It just takes looking long term and looking at the big picture. But it's an inevitable part of life, and there's tools available to soften that unfortunate situation. I hope you guys all have a great day. Feel free to give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. I hope to get you more content soon. and have a great day.